The El Niño Southern Oscillations, ENSO for short, is a large-scale climatic phenomenon that occurs in the tropical Pacific due to variations in the sea surface temperature. El Niño refers to the warm phase of ENSO, while La Niña refers to the cool phase. During a normal year, where ocean surface temperatures are average, atmospheric pressures in the western Pacific are low due to the warm water temperature. In the eastern Pacific, water temperatures are cooler and the atmospheric pressure is relatively higher. This creates a pressure gradient from east to west, moving air towards the equator in what is known as the trade winds. This pushes water towards Indonesia, causing a westerly transport of warm surface water and for the sea surface elevation in Indonesia to be 0.5 meters higher compared to in Ecuador. An easterly pressure gradient is generated and upwelling occurs along the Central and South American coasts. Upwelling brings cold, nutrient-rich water to the surface, which is incredibly beneficial for fishing, the primary industry of Peru, Ecuador, and Chile. During El Niño years, the trade winds become weaker and the westward wind stress becomes too weak to balance out the eastward pressure gradient. This triggers equatorial Kelvin waves, creating a strong eastward countercurrent across the Pacific. The water surface warms up, decreasing the atmospheric pressure above. The warming of surface water in the east increases atmospheric convection and leads to increased precipitation and thunderstorms. This also warms up the upper atmosphere, causing the poleward airflow to become more vigorous and changing the strength of the Hadley circulation. This has worldwide consequences on the circulation patterns, such as the position of the jet stream in the northern Pacific during winter. The changes in the atmospheric circulation and subsequent ground-level climate impacts that occur across the globe are called El Niño teleconnections. The most common effect of an El Niño event are drier conditions across Indonesia and Australia, and excess rainfall in the southern eastern South America, eastern equatorial Africa, and southern US. For several tropical countries, droughts are 2 times more likely during El Niño events, while for Ecuador and northern Peru, rainfall increases dramatically, contributing to coastal flooding and erosion. ENSO also strongly influences the occurrence and intensity of tropical cyclones, and Atlantic hurricane activity weakens during the El Niño but strengthens during La Niña events. Strong El Niño events contribute to weaker monsoons in Southeast Asia. As an example, this figure shows the winter conditions over North America during an El Niño event. The Pacific jet stream extends over southern North America, causing milder winters in North America. In comparison, during a La Niña event, the polar jet stream extends over North America, causing colder winters. La Niña events are enhanced phases of the neutral state, when the air pressure is lower than normal across Indonesia and higher than normal in the East Pacific, the intensity of the trade winds increases. Warm water piles up around Indonesia and increases precipitation in the region. Strong upwelling occurs in coastal equatorial South America, and there is increased precipitation in the western Pacific, which can lead to flooding. The Oceanic Niño Index measures the sea surface temperature anomaly to identify El Niño and La Niña events. For an El Niño event to be declared, the average sea surface temperatures in the Niño 3.4 region of the equatorial Pacific Ocean must be at least 0.5 degrees Celsius warmer than average over a 5-month period. This video shows an El Niño event where the eastward Kelvin waves are clearly visible. On average, El Niño and La Niña events occur every 2 to 7 years, with El Niño events being more frequent than La Niña. El Niño events typically last 9 to 12 months, while La Niña events typically last 1 to 3 years. For a La Niña event, the reverse applies, where average sea surface temperatures must be at least 0.5 degrees Celsius cooler than average for 5 months. Currently, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration declared a 76% chance of having a La Niña event during the 2022 to 2023 Northern Hemisphere winter. The current data for the average sea surface temperature shows a clear cooling in the equatorial Eastern Pacific Ocean.